So, guys, I'm interested to hear what it is that you do studying poker away from the table. Phil?
Well, for me, when I'm studying away from the table, has to do with me just thinking about the hands that I played, thinking about the way I played the hands, what my opponent was thinking, the different amounts they bet in different situations, what I could do against them next time, what they think of me as a player. Do they think I'm, playing tight? Do they think I'm playing aggressive? What are they going to try to get away with doing against me next time? So really, when I'm studying, it's more thinking about ways to play against my opponent the next time that I play against them.
Patrick, what do you think?
Exactly. This is how you learn. When you play a session of poker, you can go back and look at some key hands and, why did you make the bad call? Why you didn't see he had a hand? Like, why did you think he was bluffing there? Like, this guy doesn't bluff twice in a row big, or he doesn't like to do this or this. Like, this is all like, you learn from your mistakes. Like, you try to be in the same situation next time and remember, like, okay, here I am again in this spot, and try to make a better decision. And it all happens in your head. Like, you can read all the books and everything and watch videos, but if you don't do the thinking in your head, like process it. Like, I never read anything, no books, nothing, and that was the best thing, because I had to figure it out all by myself. Like, instead of, you can't read how to play a hand, because there's 10 different ways to play the hand based on the opponent you're playing. You gotta have your fundamentals right in poker. You gotta play good basic poker, but all this like analyzing and studying it's all, you're thinking about your opponents, and this guy likes to play like this and this, and what do I do next time against him in these situations? And
yeah,
you can't, when you play in poker, you have to be so focused for the moment. This moment is your opponent bluffing. Does he have it? What's happening right now? You can't study it when you play. You gotta just focus for this moment. When it's over, when you're doing something else, when you have time, you zoom out to your head, think about all the situations, and try to fix something. Try to play better next time against these players, and this is how you learn. This is the right way to get better.
Yeah, because what matters the most when you're playing against someone is the history that you have between each other. That's why live play is so much different from tournament and online, because you develop a history with the person. They've seen you play hands, you've seen them play hands, and you're able to make adjustments based off of what they've seen from you, and you adjust off of what you've seen from them. So certain hands come up where you see them bluffing, they behave a certain way, or when they're really strong, they behave a certain way, or when they have a medium hand, they're trying to get value, they bet a certain amount. You just start you start watching things, they start to develop certain patterns, and you look to exploit these patterns later. But the only way you can really exploit these patterns the correct way is to be watching and paying attention really closely to what's going on, so you can do it later.
So what do you guys think about something Patrick said a little bit ago, from learning from your mistakes? I think it might be easy for some intermediate players to go ahead.
The thing is, like, when you win hands, if you play a game with players that you're much better, and you keep winning and you keep making right decisions, this happens that you don't really start going into your game that what am I doing, like, you don't really analyze. But when you start losing the pots, they like stick in your head, all the pots you're losing, and you go and analyze. Like, people are so happy to win and things are rolling. Like, you don't really get better like this. You don't get better playing worse players than you playing. You get better by playing better players who are outplaying you, and you see what they're doing, and you get like experience that this way.
What helps me to get better is exactly what Patrick said, is that when you're playing in a game, right, there's so many times where, like, you make a bad decision, and then later on you start thinking about all the different variables, everything that happened in that hand, and the decision is so clear to you what you should have done. Okay, so it's like so you think about that, you process it, and then the next time you play, you're able to make a better decision based off of things that happen, just the feel of the hand, the feel of your opponent, what type of energy they were giving off. There's a lot of things that come into play and make the correct call or make the correct bet or whatever. But it's really important to be able to process this information. And the way you do that is after the session. If you think you're not going to be able to remember the hand, maybe you write the hand down, and then you just think about the hand and what you could have done differently the next time if a hand similar to that comes up.
So I know you guys do this, but how about the situation where maybe you could have made a bigger bet on the turn, and you could have went all in on the river, and maybe he would have called you, because you can be winning and get caught up. You're winning, you're doing great.
Yeah, well, yeah,
you're winning a lot of money, but you actually could have won double if you would have maybe played better and you analyzed that way.
That's a huge part of poker, is especially no limit, big bet poker, is knowing the correct amounts to bet, knowing when you could, maybe somebody will call all in versus, betting, short of that, or maybe you bluff, but you bluff too much because they were going to call any amount you bet, so you should have, bluffed less. That's a huge part of poker. So that's why I said nobody really plays a perfect session, because, you just never know what perfect is, because, sometimes maybe you might bet X amount when you could have bet a little bit more and they would have called the same, or you could have bet less and they would have folded for that. So, nobody really plays a perfect session. So you have to think, you just want to play as near to perfect as you can.